Hey everybody, this is Ted Check, recovering reporter. I have to give props to the media. A lot of times on this channel, I take them to task. I'm a critic of the media, and who better to do that than somebody who was in the business for 25 years as a newspaper reporter? Me. Uh, so yeah, I do that, and I feel that it's necessary that I do that. I feel that that's what I'm being called to do. But on the other hand, you got to be fair and give the media props when they do their job the correct way, when they actually put in the work and they do things professionally. And last night at the debate between JD Vance and Tim Walz, we saw that they actually called, and these are the I think they're NBC or MSNBC hosts or moderators, and they actually called Walz out on the whole Tiananmen Square thing. That he said he was there when the protests were going on in Hong Kong in 1989, and it turns out he was not. So let's catch a little bit of that.
Mr. Walz, you said you were in Hong Kong during the deadly Tiananmen Square protests in the spring of 1989. But Minnesota Public Radio and other media outlets are reporting that you actually didn't travel to Asia until August of that year. Can you explain that discrepancy?
Yeah, well, and to the folks out there who didn't get at the top of this, look, I grew up in small rural Nebraska, town of 400.
Okay, so he goes on from that point all the way to about 220 something here. You got to see JD Vance's face, and he doesn't answer the question. He doesn't answer the question. He says everything but that. He just talks about going to China, but he doesn't talk about the discrepancy.
Yourself out there and letting your folks understand what it is. My commitment, whether it be through teaching, which I was good at, or whether it was being a good soldier or was being a good member of Congress, those are the things that I think are the values that people care about.
Governor, just to follow up on that, the question was, can you explain?
Hey, JD Vance, like, can you believe this? Are you going to let this go, or are you going to follow up?
No,
discrepancy.
Just all I said on this was I got there that summer and misspoke on this. So I will just, that's what I've said. So I was in Hong Kong and China during the democracy protests went in. And from that, I learned a lot of what needed to be in governance.
Oh, boy. Yeah, okay, so when pressed, he finally said he misspoke. I mean, I would have hit that from the beginning. I would have just quashed that, said, hey, you know what? I misspoke. I was wrong. And it just admit it right away, and that kills it. But he somehow I don't know, he got flustered or whatever. He felt he had to babble on for 2+ minutes about stuff, and then I think he thought, well, okay, if I'll take it to the time limit, and then they'll have to move on. They won't ask a follow-up question, but they did, and so then he had to say, he felt he had to say that yeah, he misspoke. I would have just led with that. I would have just said, you know what, I misspoke. I made a mistake, and that'd be the end of it. Now, here we go. CNN. Oh, okay, let's get rid of that. CNN here. Walz says he misspoke after unearthed newspaper reports undercut claim he was in Hong Kong during Tiananmen Square protests. Now, you see here, they updated it after the debate. I emailed this story to myself. They actually wrote and published this story, or they published the story earlier in the day, because I sent this to myself at like 3 something in the afternoon. So this before the debate. So they had this story up, pointing this discrepancy out about Tim Walz before the debate happened, and then what they did was they updated it, and they added Walz's comments about it after the debate. So props to CNN for that. That's truly something. And I don't know whether it's that the media, when they have their backs to the wall, when they feel that they're going to really lose some. They can see the writing on the wall. They feel they're going to lose credibility. That they say, you know what, we have no choice. We're gonna have to do our jobs now. I don't know if it's that. Like they felt they had no other recourse but to say, well, you know what, we're gonna have to call them out on the carpet. I mean, this is pretty blatant. and we're going to have eggs on our faces, multiple eggs, if we don't report on this. I think it comes down to, it boils down to that. It boils down to desperation, and the media is like, we've got no other way around this. We're going to have to call them on the carpet on this, because otherwise we're going to look like idiots. And I think that's the point that they reach, and that's terrible. That's a terrible prospect, terrible position to be in. The media should be doing its job all the time, not when it feels that that it's hit rock bottom in some way and that they've got to do it. That's terrible, but that's where we are at this point. That's apparently where we are. So we need to turn things around. They need to read my book. Media needs to read my book, Saving the Beast, A Recovering Reporter Reflects on America's Broken Media and How to Fix It. Excuse me, because I got the prescription in there. I've got the prescription on how to fix it. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you later.